Screen share. Good. Is everyone good? Can everyone hear me? Yeah?
Sure. Yes, sir.
Hopefully I won't breathe into this mic too much. Mason stole my, I had a little fuzzy thing on it. This is, and Mason ripped it off, so hopefully it goes good.
They're going way back with the way back.
Xande. Unmute. Wait, did we lose him?
E aí, bicho?
Hey, bro.
How are ya?
I'm good. Just yeah, just chilling out, waiting for people to join. You're super timely, all early, even a minute early.
Come on, man. You know how I am.
Life good?
Yeah, life's good. I was wondering if I had to go to the academy or do it at home. I said, well, I'll do it at home, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, a little mat here, so everything's okay.
Yeah, if you guys need to see something, but yeah, I just had some questions and some matches for you to talk about and stuff, and then open it up for questions for the crew here. So
Cool. Yeah, it's the first time I'm doing something in my house. That's funny. I just moved to this new place before I actually moved to my new house.
Oh, nice. Looks good.
Hey, well, pimped up there. What's up, guys? So Cody, Nick, Gigliotti, Walker,
Hello.
Benjamin, Travis, Brian, Jupiter Jiu-Jitsu, Clay, TJB, Jacob, Aaron, Jacob. Well, everybody. There's some people.
Screen. Yeah, I'm sure some people are just getting off work and stuff and will join us a bit through this. And let's see here. I'm trying to figure out, make sure I'm recording this. I might be blowing.
There's something. recording there.
Let me stop this screen share just for a, oh, there my recording. Okay, I think we're recording now.
Are we?
More, yeah. Sweet. All right, so we'll give people just a couple more minutes to join and be good.
I got my TV to work now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm on TV. I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of looks weird.
Is there too much? I'm getting a little bit of feedback from your TV, I think.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't do the TV then. Am I getting a feedback for the TV? Say something.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you got any feedback. All right, I'll just stay on the iPad.
Cool.
Cool. So how is Colorado? Any expectations for opening?
Yeah, it has been gorgeous weather, and today was a little bit cold, but yeah, it has been like 70, like for the last few weeks. So, like San Diego or something. It's been gorgeous here.
All right.
Well, yeah, I guess let's get started here. I can answer some questions, go through some matches, and if you guys have questions, you know, we'll stop for you guys. But my questions first, so it's just the way it goes, I guess.
Your question first.
So again, for people who don't know, Xande Barrow's my instructor. So huge. I'll take a page out of Bernardo's book. Huge honor for me to always have to talk to Xande and everything. Have him here for you guys to answer questions and just get feedback on everything. I guess Xande, like you're coming off a big layoff just because of your wrist injury and everything that happened. Like what? Before Abu Dhabi last year, and we're all going to be coming off a huge layoff. I guess what advice do you got, other than Zoom classes, what advice do you have, for us to come back for, from big layoffs like that?
So, can you see the heart I just draw?
No. You guys can see it? All right. That's good enough.
Well, I gotta show Matt some love. First of all, guys, good evening. I guess it's 5:30 there. So I see some people that gi on. So I guess today is going to be a talk show. So if you guys want to have a coffee or beer, it's all welcome today, I guess. It's always a pleasure to come and chat. And actually, I've been doing this quite a lot. Last time with the New Zealand boys, we talked for 2 hours. So it's okay. I'm at home, so I'm not going anywhere. Yeah, I'm pretty known for many injuries and stuff, but I think it's a situation that's very unique. I think for everyone on earth, you know what I mean? Not just us Jiu-Jitsu people, but of course for us, it's a little harder because we love training. Staying away from the mats is something that really take us on. But the way I see Jiu-Jitsu, guys, it's not just the mat. You know what I mean? Like right now, we tested our patience, we be testing our creativity. You know what I mean? And for me, what I'm really focused right now is a lot of my yoga and a lot of my breath work. I'm working. I'm doing the Wim Hof method of breath work, and it's doing really good. So I'm gonna share a little bit with you guys. Pretty much, he has an app. I done some of his workshops. So this is pretty much what I'm doing. I'm on the, I don't know, like 4th or 5th week. Yeah, I'm supposed to do so. Pretty much, I don't know if you guys can see it. Yeah. So see, this is like, every class. So energy management, longevity, stress, especially stress control, you know what I mean? Something that we've been doing so much right now. So yeah, like when you can train, of course, my injuries has helped me a lot to really think technique in a different perspective. You know what I mean? Sometimes my first injury, I hurt my right knee, so then I was literally obligated to pass with my left foot forward, you know what I mean? And that made me, it forced me to a situation to find out just different answers for the same questions. You know what I mean? Okay, like now I have to pass to my left. And that's when I found out my smashing game is to my left, not to my right. So I cut the knee to my right, but I cut the knee towards my left, but I smashed towards my right. That's how I learned how to smash. And then eventually I even it out both sides, but I still can't cross the knee to my right. I still can't really fight with my left foot forward. That's something that never developed. And I think my wrist was something when I was very young. I fell from a horse. I used to ride horses a lot. And that actually, the doctor asked me if I had any like ungrown problems, like, growing up. I'm like, no. I said, have you ever had a trauma? I'm like, well, I fell from a horse. So it all makes sense. My left hand has always been kind of weird. And so this bone didn't grow much. It's about half an inch smaller, or half a centimeter smaller than should be. So that created a whole imbalance. But yeah, I guess I choked enough people in my life, so I'm not really upset with that. But like I said, right now I'm really working on a lot of positioning from the top. So there's a lot of good stuff coming out of it, and as soon as I teach math, it's gonna be terrible for me and for you guys. So it's gonna be the diamond cutting the diamond. So that's how I call it now. So.
Yeah, so the injuries have really like shaped your game. So that's where you're getting that Bruce Leroy pass and everything like that, because you can't use your left wrist, as much right now.
Yeah, I was I did stuff using that idea of the triceps blocking. You know what I mean? But I found out I have actually done this cross position very young. But now, because people are using a lot of shield on me, now I'm like, what am I gonna do? I do a lot of there's this other concept I'm doing from the top to do passing from the top. And I'm like, but sometimes I get pushed and I have an answer for that. So I'm like, oh, okay, I can drop here and do the Bruce Leroy idea. You know what I mean? And also because I can't use my hands, so I had to really wedge their head with this arm because I can't really make a grip. See, I still don't really have all my flexibility. But yeah, that's how we develop things, and then we try to make it fun, just create little funny names, Bruce Leroy or whatever name it is. The diamond came from, also a funny conversation, but ended up being something that really caught up, and it's easier for us to teach. You know what I mean? That's something that I'm gonna die, and it's still gonna be. So in 100 years from now, when they talk about diamond, they'll be talking about us. So it's for us.
Nice. So I guess a lot of students, there's a few black belts on here, I guess, but a lot of students have that big goal of getting a black belt. I think I first saw you compete when you were a brown belt against that big judo guy, and I thought you got your.
It was 2000, right?
Yeah, 2000.
Yeah. I fought to the Vasco gi, right? I had a Vasco gi on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then you got your black belt. You beat Kakareko.
Kakareko, yeah, the year after, yeah.
And then that was the day. I didn't know that was the day after. And then man, you went and beat you won the Pan Am Absolute shortly after that, right? You beat Corletta and Leopold, 3 world champions, I think. I guess, and then you had this crazy hazing. I don't know, it seems like a pretty interesting part of your life. Any good memories from that you want to share with people, or
the beginning of the black belt. Oh yeah. I think one of the things that I think you kind of got a little bit at the beginning, how I trained with everybody. You know what I mean? Sometimes I would like to get, of course, nowadays it's impossible to line up everybody. But there's one thing that Saul, I remember when I first, so pretty much what happened when I started Jiu-Jitsu, Saul left right away. You know what I mean? And also our age difference, he was more hunting girls, and I was, trying to get off the diapers. So it was a little gap there, you know what I mean, between, we are really having a big connection as brothers, because like I said, he was when he left Manaus, I was 11 and he was 17. So, you know, he was right at the age to go to college and everything. And even that, you know, he would just like go back to Manaus and kind of like work more towards, you know, his friends and everything, which is fine. And then what happened when I moved to Rio, I was a purple belt already. You know, I got my purple belt with the team in Manaus. And I remember going to a seminar with him, and I don't remember if it was Philadelphia. I don't remember where it was, right? And I, you know, pretty much he came in and we finished the seminar and he goes, all right, guys, now we're gonna, you know, you guys go on the wall and me and my brother are gonna be in the middle. We're going to tap you guys and then you go around and then come back. And I'm like, I have never done that. Like, what the heck is this guy's doing? Like, he didn't even tell me. You know, now I'm like caught by surprise. Like, I have to tap 25 people. So in my head, I'm like, what's gonna happen? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you can do it. Now I'm like literally, you know, scared because, you know, at the time maybe the highest rank was like purple. You know, maybe the Migliarzi brothers were I don't remember if it was Philadelphia the first one that we did that. I think the Migliarzi brothers maybe were the like the higher ranks at that time. And yeah, and then I had to really like, all right, I guess I'll have to tap those guys. And then when I felt, I was like, whoa, shit, you know, it's happening, you know, boom, boom, I can do this, you know, I can do that, I can do this. And then we end up tapping other guys. And that was the first like really interesting thing about Jiu-Jitsu that I had to literally like, wow. And then we had to do that all the way throughout Ohio, Philadelphia. And I felt really, really happy about it. And I always put that forward with my guys. You know, you need to be able to finish. You know, it's something that you really, you know, got in your game. You know, the very like not methodic because it's like you're not losing position. So people think like, oh, his strategy is too methodical. No, I'm putting the pressure, and I don't want to lose that pressure. It's not because I'm going slow. You know, it's just pressure. You know what I mean? I know where I want to go. So we took that from that situation. You know, and then. And of course, moving to Ohio right after that. And I remember also on that competition with Cacareco, he was like the biggest grappler in Brazil at the time. You know, everybody knew him. He was ripped man's on arms. And my brother asking him to share the money, he said no. You know, that was really rewarding. You know, and I got to kick his ass and got my black belt. And of course, then right after that, moving to Ohio, I have you as a student. That was something that I think if there's someone that suffered more than Lovato, that was you, bro. For sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because and even for your persona, you know what I mean? Like everyone that looks at you, you're very, you know, positioned, you're very calm, you know. And man, you got me pretty much on my prime. You know what I mean? You like I was on my prime. I wasn't slowing down, and I still didn't slow down. And I remember like every time that I needed like training, every time that I needed someone to push me, you were there for me. So this is something that you had everything to be an asshole to tell you. You know what I mean? This Matt Jubera, same as Rafael, you know what I mean? Those two guys had all the reasons to be an asshole on the mat just by beating you guys to death, to take like, look what I've been through, you know what I mean? And of course, you guys, you know, character it speaks higher than all the beat down. But that I think that helped you guys. It definitely helped me. You know what I mean? Even going to Brazil together. You know what I mean? I remember, like you guys ever told me we were getting pulled over by the police and taking pictures from the police. You know, stuff like that. So those are things that really stick. So we can go for a long time, but definitely starting that transition between brown belt and black belt, doing seminars with Saul, be put in situations that I just had to like, you know, just literally just follow his lead, you know, like, okay, you got to tap those people. I'm like, all right, guys, I'm tapping all these people. And as far as I know, we are now the night before and we had drinks until 3 a.m. Now I have to tap all these people. All right, we can do that, I guess.
Yeah. yeah, definitely put some pressure on when Salo says to do something like that in front of all those guys. Like, do you think that's? I mean, all the seminars. I mean, you train at a lot of the seminars. Do you think that's like just going worldwide and seeing all these different games? Do you think that's helped you out a lot, or?
Oh yeah, I'm totally. I think it's important. Sorry, guys, because I didn't have lunch today. I couldn't handle it, guys. Look what's in front of me. Milo Day chocolate. Sorry, I don't even know why I did that. So, I believe a lot in loyalty. I think you have to be loyal to your academy or whatever you believe on. But it's important to be able to train with different people. I have never said don't go with this guy. You know what I mean? You for sure. You had a club on the U of M. How many people from different academies.
Yeah.
And yeah, and that's the thing I love about jiu-jitsu. Someone asked me the other day, like, what keeps me motivated with jiu-jitsu? You know what I mean? Like, it's the training. I found out I'm addicted to human connections. You know what I mean? I'm addicted to the reaction that people have once they do jiu-jitsu, when they learn jiu-jitsu from me. So this is something that like I remember going to Europe. I went to Europe and I went to 4 places, which is 4 new Ribeiro schools. And I didn't even know the guys. Like I just knew the guys from text messages. Hey, I'm coming in this day. And that's the only thing I knew about them. 2 of them, I haven't even seen them. And man, the first day we were like best friends. You know what I mean? We're on the mat, we're training. And I think that's the type of thing that really, really stands out going around and training, because technique-wise, I have to be smart because I have to always be thinking about jiu-jitsu, ways to approach jiu-jitsu, especially like when you go to places such as like Jordan, Abu Dhabi, Dubai, where like Muslim from Islam, and now you can't touch a woman, but you're still in the same room sometimes. You know what I mean? So you have to really, watch out what you say and how to say it. You know what I mean? Without stepping the cultural boundaries. So I think, like I said, it goes back to what I said, that sometimes you play more jiu-jitsu outside of jiu-jitsu than on the mat. So it really helped me to sharpen those skills, how to be gentle, you know what I mean, but still be precise and be able to execute what I need to execute when time comes, but definitely going around different cultures, you know what I mean, like American, that was like the wrestling cultures, and everybody was so strong, Matt Zilla, we have Matt Zilla, you know what I mean?
That's not me, guys. That's
another
that's another stronger Matt.
that has helped me so much also, in very different ways. So yeah, and I think, like I said, I think you are an example of this. A lot of guys come to your school. There's a lot of black belts here that you probably train with, and like I said, man, like all my seminars, they open to everyone. I love when I see a black belt that comes and try to learn. I remember I went to Chris Major's Academy in Arbor. There was Max was there from GF Team, and even Combs, Combs the badass, he goes there. He's all smooth. He lets people smash him and stuff, and I think it just builds that ego-free environment. Like I love training. I don't care if I'll go in, someone taps me. It's not my thing. I'm grateful and I'm blessed to be a decent fighter until at 40 years old, but yeah, you gotta just try. That's why it's called training. You know what I mean? Like, I don't go to the mat and try to do the same thing over and over. You know what I mean? I mix around. Some days I'll try to do spiders. Some days I'll try to do. It's not about performing every day. You know what I mean? It's like, it's so hard to perform in life so much every day. I guess, maybe 90% of the guys here have a job where you already, have to be so precise and so much pressure. You know what I mean? And then you go to the academy and you put yourself in that pressure to have to perform every day. It's very unfair. I've competed on the highest level of jiu-jitsu, and Matt knows, I take a lot of time off, but I'm always on the mat. I'm always doing something. I'm always creating something. I'm always willing to learn, but also I'm willing to lose in training to be able to understand, to attain knowledge. You know what I mean? So I only teach things that I do. I mostly teach things that I believe are right. You know what I mean? I don't watch a video on YouTube and say, okay, I'm going to teach this unless I think it's something that I understand. Otherwise, it makes no sense for me. You know, so and that's how I think jiu-jitsu should be. You know, I get a lot of guys, they can't even do something, but they trying to teach stuff. You know what I mean? But like I said, but knowledge is there. And the reason that people don't pass my guard is because I let people pass my guard. That's the main concern. You know what I mean? Because if people don't pass my guard, how am I going to understand the nuances that take it for you to defend the guard? You know what I mean? And not just defend the guard, but defend side control, which is probably the most, the hardest position to deal with. You know what I mean? It's the side control position. And I think that's where I'll come from, is my ability to understand that training is training, you know, and game's a game.
Yeah. Do you think, like, because I feel like that's where you're much more playful in your training than Salo. And do you think that's just like your personality, or like, you know, I don't think it's like so far as maybe like Henner, you know, or something like that, where they're more so, you know, where they're overly playful. Like, but you know, I think you have a nice balance there. Do you think that's just from your personality or just coming up, or I guess?
Well, first, I always believe in the efficiency of jiu-jitsu, and I like to test myself. And again, I like to be playful. Saulo doesn't like to lose even in coin toss. You know what I mean? And I think that's where he struggles a bit. You know what I mean? Because I don't think he's the type of person that's going to allow that to happen. You know what I mean? Like, it's just his way. You know, like I guess, you know, you have 20 students in your academy. You're going to have the keep it playful people. You're going to have the everyday porrada people. You're going to have the, you know, the middle people. You know what I mean? I'm like in the middle. I like to live my life in the middle. You know what I mean? Because then I'm constant. You know what I mean? I'm like right there. I'm ready to go 100 and I'm ready to go to 0. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Saul is very like 0 or 100. You know what I mean? Boom, boom. And on the mat, he's still that warrior sensei that wants to like prove himself every day, because, you know, that's his personality. You know what I mean? But that can backfire in the long run as far as like his injuries. You know what I mean? Most of his injuries is because of his 0 to 100 attitude. You know, sometimes he'll literally go like a month without even training, and then a week before he's like, all right, I'm gonna go to this tournament. And then because he knows he's a badass, he'll train for a week and then he'll go there and he still wins with an arm. You know what I mean? Even the year that he popped his biceps, I keep training. He's like, oh, I don't have time to train. I'm like, bro, you're gonna compete, man. You need to like do more, you know, physiotherapy. You need to get your body stronger, you know. And fair enough, he still won with one arm because that's his genius on him. But the geniality, it plays off in kind of like, and I think my geniality in a way played off kind of like against me also for being not so concerned about my physical part growing up. You know, all my, you remember me, how we just trained jiu-jitsu, you know, and I felt that some of my losses, I could just be a little more of a beast when time had to come, you know?
Yeah.
So, and that's where it comes from, you know? So I don't know. I think personality plays a lot. That's why some people like top game, some people like bottom game. You know, I just like jiu-jitsu. I play jiu-jitsu as a long-term relationship with jiu-jitsu. I don't want to have a short-term relationship with jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to have my ego hurt just because I walk in a room and I'm not the number one in the room. You know what I mean? Because it's unfair. Like I said, it's unfair with life. You know, for me, I want to be able to teach people, to reach people in all different ways. You know, if you can't do something, it's fine. Let's be mobile. If you're not strong, let's go get stronger. Like I said, jiu-jitsu, it's way beyond just knowing how to throw a cross choke. You know what I mean? It's way beyond that. And I think we as martial artists, we need to go and look in very different aspects. You know what I mean? You look at right now, you know what I mean? Like the ones that are going to prevail in this next, whatever, health or economical order is the people that has bad immune systems, for example. You know what I mean? So and the ones that are active, the one that can evolve, the one that can control the stress. Hopefully, people are not, shooting themselves on the head because they're depressed over losing their jobs, and things like this. So it's a lot of things to learn from this situation. And I think Jiu-Jitsu recreates that, because we're in constant, especially if you train a mat, you under pressure all the time. So I think Jiu-Jitsu recreates life in that moment, and we need to adapt to that. So, and like we said, I think personality plays a big role in it. And I think it's up to, whoever guides you to see that, when you're a little too much or a little too less. Like I said, in Saul's case, he's a sensei, so he doesn't allow himself to be told what to do. And that really turned him into get so many injuries, Mm-hmm. And because I had that as example, that's why I'm going to be 40 years old, and I'm going to come back next year win Worlds in Abu Dhabi, and then call it.
Call it. Yeah, that's sweet. That's sweet. Well, let's do some match analysis for a bit, and then maybe after that, guys can ask some questions. So, I always think about I watch a lot of Xande matches. I always think of a good Xande match. Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
So do you hear me? Yeah. So I always think a good Xande match is like a star sweep or muscle sweep somehow in there, some crazy back escape, and then maybe some type of mount or back control.
I'm breaking off the back escape, so it's not gonna be so crazy after all. But I'm afraid to actually break that off, so now people are gonna go against, because I'm looking at everybody doing the shield now. I can see a lot of playing diamond, and that could be a problem. So when I watch people's YouTubes and Instagrams and stuff, and I don't know about back escape, I think I want to keep that for us.
Yes. All right. Well, let's. I was thinking about starting either with maybe one of your old Braulio matches from ADCC, the 20-minute one, and maybe we'll just go over some highlights of it, and then go over some different stuff. So I'm gonna stop this this screen share and then share my screen somehow else. Let's see here. Share screen. Hold on real quick. And that pops up. Just give me a second, Xande.
There's a dog fight. Whose dogs are those? Man, come on. Okay.
Now, and do I have to spotlight myself? Can people see that, or do I need to take the spotlight of Xande here? I don't know how you guys.
I can see it.
Okay, thank you. All right, so I'll move this down a little bit. Oh, there it is.
Okay. All right. Can you guys see if I could do this?
Yeah, I can see you drawing on the screen there.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that position's been in danger lately. Boom. Yeah, I've been doing that for a while, I guess.
You guys want?
I'm gonna go back, and I want to talk about the difference. Okay.
And tell me when to pause or whatever.
Yeah, right there. Just stay there. So this is just a normal, muscle sweep. You can see a little not so well hooking there. It's my hand there. Go again. I want to see right before I open my leg. Okay, boom. Now I got it. Okay, stop right there. All right. Can you just go frame by frame to see how I roll under him? If I do the 1 or 2.
I think you're going to go more underneath him.
Yeah. But I want to see just my roll to see if I. Yeah, right there. Okay, go back. All right. So pretty much in that position, there's pretty much 2 versions of this sweep. Okay. There's a star sweep, right? And there's the what I call the crane. Okay. That situation kind of came out evenly because he pulled me up, so my head came straight. So let me move this around. Okay, I can move this. So guys, I'm learning this. So pretty much what happens this, I'm gonna do blue. All right. So for the traditional star sweep, okay, see my my left foot there, it's like it goes around this way and I roll over my right shoulder. So that would be like a normal, you know, star sweep, right? Is everybody following? Matt, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yep. Yep.
So I'll pretty much, my this leg here, I'll keep it very heavy because that's where I anchor, so I can roll this around this way. You know what I mean? To like, you know, like a star sweep. All right. And now I'm gonna erase this. And the second version is the crane. Okay. So, Xande, which one do you go? I usually go a lot for the crane, but I always look for the underneath. So the crane, it's a funky air roll, okay? Which means this leg, okay, is that, okay, we got a pen. This leg here actually rolls this way. And I anchor this leg here down. You know what I mean? Do you guys speak to the difference? So if I want to start sweep from there, I would put my right leg down and roll my left leg over. If I do a crane, I'm actually doing the opposite. So my head can go under. Go frame by frame to see.
I'm not sure I have a frame by frame control on this. I don't know what I'm.
Go boom, boom. Boom, boom. See, I actually did a little bit of the other one. See, I pretty much go straight down. You know what I mean? There's another fight I do really clear. So my idea here is go under him and be able to either take his right leg. Oh, sorry, his right leg. So when I roll out this way, I want to pick him up, right? And look for that back leg. So that would be his leg right there. You know what I mean? But in that case, he's already rolling towards his whatever, like clockwise. You know what I mean? And that's what happened. Keep going. Boom, boom, right there. Boom. See, I even let go of my arm because at this point, what I wanted to do, see, he's already like folded. So it's easy for me to come up. You know what I mean? So my main idea, you see that I'm already let go of this. I don't have a grip because I'm looking for the other leg, you know. And like I said, in the end, this technique kind of roll it off. And that's something that I've been learning to understand things that I do with Budokan is be able to roll off my shoulders. Okay, now keep going, Matt. Boom, 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 boom. Yes. So stop right there. You see, all right, I'm not highlighting my screen. Okay. Sorry, guys. So pretty much I could have dropped him, but my idea is to, now that he's like trying to hold on to me, so I have to pretty much try to pivot, you know, because I want him over my, which sounds funny here at this moment, but I want him over my left shoulder. By this, I'm gonna rotate into that direction. You know what I mean? Like I wanna like pivot back into him. See, keep going. Boom, boom. Yeah, boom, boom, boom. See, I pivoted. Boom, and then he fell right on my shoulder. You know what I mean? Like I said, it wasn't the cleanest of my crane sweeps, but pretty much it's just how I roll. Can you go back and just highlight me so I can maybe roll here so you guys can see the difference? Can you take this off and go back to me?
Oh.
Yeah, so they can see me.
Yeah.
Kind of like.
I know. Yeah. Cancel this. I think you are. Cancel the spotlight. Spotlight video. Should I just?
Okay. Is that me?
Can you guys see him? Just click on Xande and double click him or something. I don't know.
Okay, so I may be using my. All right, let's do Corona style stuff here. So all right, so pretty much there you go. This way. Oh, cool. All right. So pretty much when I had him, you I have the muscle sweep and I have my hand over here, right? So on the number one, I want to roll this over, okay? So I'm going to use so imagine this is this. All right, maybe I'll do this. See, that's ankle, right? So for the star sweep, I want to roll over my right shoulder. So the guy's there, right? Boom, he's right there. And I'm going to throw this over, right? To roll right into this, okay? That would be like more of the natural way to do it, okay? But for the crane, I want to go into the other shoulder, okay? And I have to really learn how to tuck my head. So on the other one, when I'm rolling, okay, instead of going this direction, I'm going this direction. And that's how I had his leg. I was able to come up, you know what I mean? And then throw him in this direction. Like I said, it's not your usual position. So to train this, the wave is a really good drill, right? So you do the wave, so you learn how to either go on that shoulder and on that shoulder. But I'm doing a cross, okay? I'm crossing my legs on the ballerina sweep or on the crane sweep, okay? So, for example, for the wave, right? So when you're in the wave here, usually it's this, right? Boom, boom. But for ballerinas, it's actually the opposite. Understand? Cross and cross. Okay? You can play that, that's more of like the wave, boom, cross, back, cross. I always give you spacing for your head and make sure you land what I call now the hero pose. You know what I mean? This is the hero pose. Okay, so I'm always back into this position. So if I'm going to do the ballerina one, pull here, right? I'm right there. So I'll do the muscle, muscle, didn't work. Let go, cross. Now this stays and this goes into a hero pose. And I land on the hero. That's how I want to go because I would have his leg here, to stand up with it. Okay? But now, if I want to do the crane, and like I said, the way the head will brow you look, I'm going straight to my head. So really, didn't really, I was trying one thing, but because it just flowed, that will happen, And the other one, it's the same thing. So, boom, boom. I'm here, this way, ballerina, this way, and I look. So I look, it's the same thing. The one that touches it, stay. The one that comes, go back up. And here, I will still have his leg. That's when I come up and reach for the other leg. But I didn't have the other leg. So I stood up, but I still rolled because I wanted him to fall here. And then I can play with it, okay? Did it make sense? You guys are like, Lou, what the fuck is doing?
That's good.
Can you guys, all right, since I can see you guys, all right, I'm not, maybe you guys are not kind of, is there a way I can see everybody?
Cancel the spotlight. Yeah, I think you can switch to grid view on yours.
Why don't I have that option?
Cancel the spotlight. I don't know if you're on an iPad or what, but
I'm on an iPad, but was a minute ago I had that.
yeah, it's usually in the upper left for an iPad.
Yeah. All right, guys, you can be. So let's go, everybody on the let's go, everybody on plow position. Let's go. Everybody, let's go upside down. Let's invert. Let's go. Good. All right. So you can use your hand to kind of like play with it. Okay. Use your hand behind your, yes. Okay. Control, first of all. Now play touch. No, not the same. Okay. The same would be the wave, right? Now you have to play across. So yes, that's what I want. That's what I want. Good job. I can see Gilotti doing well. Just play with it. Let me see, Walker. Boom. Play across. Play across. Don't fall. Don't fall. Don't fall. Don't fall. Keep your hand behind your hips. Keep your hand placed on your hips, guys. Keep your hand. Not the same. If you touch the same, yeah, the cross one. Okay. Now, when you place the cross one, all right? Let me see. Okay, boom. All right, now we're gonna do this. Just so you fall in the hero pose, okay? So the hero pose is here, okay? I'm like a hero here or a low wrestler, right? So what you wanna do is, and when you actually on the upside down, you want to place your hand like this behind here. So I can play. Look, play. Back, look, and then touch. Make sure you move your head first to be able to do the cross touch. Cross touch, yes. I like how Cody's, yeah, boom, lift. Okay, now, look what's going to happen. Let me do this direction here. Sorry if you guys are going to see my big ass there. Boom, I'm right there. Oh, I touch. Now, let go your hand on the floor, knee. Boom, now I'm back into the hero pose. Okay, so let's do it again. I don't know if you guys can see it. So, here. So whatever leg is going is the hand that comes out. Look, touch, come on your knee, hand, hand. Let me see how you guys trying. Touch your foot, cross foot, knee, yes, and now come up, exactly. One, yeah, but don't put your knee on the ground. No, the same knee, Gilotti. You changed it. So whatever foot, let me go here, maybe. Whatever foot you touch, you keep touch. So let me go here. So you hear, right? Boom, I touch. So that foot stays. This one touch. Here, pa. And keep that knee up. See, I keep it up. Boom, boom. And now I'm up. Don't change it. Touch, control. Yeah, but see how you stepping up? So, touch, knee up. Yeah, but see now you put your knee, Cody. Keep your toe. So, when I touch, keep your foot like that. Okay, because now when I touch this, I'm already up. See, ball to heel. Now I'm in position. I can see this few of you guys. Touch, touch. Yeah, now keep that knee down. Left knee down, right knee up. To touch the left leg, keep your left leg up. Yeah, up, up, up. Up, put your left knee down, up. Yes, you are already in position. So see, I don't want you guys, I don't want this, like touch and knee goes down like that. I don't want this. Let me see some of the guys play. Yes, stop in the hero pose. Let's see Walker, let me see. I'm looking at you right now. Fight. Come on, play with it. Pull, knee and up, has to flow. Has to flow. Let me see. Well, the dog took my brother away there. Let's see who else is practicing. Well, some people come off the screen. Some people are shy. Yeah, some dogs. All right, I guess people are more fun entertaining. All right, pull, touch, left knee on the ground, hero pose. Don't put your right knee on the ground. Nah, the other knee, Gilotti, go back. Since you're doing it, go back where you at. Follow my cue. 5, stay. Take your right knee off the ground. Open more your knee towards the camera. Yes, now put your left knee on the floor. Just come up now. Just come up. Yes, so see, that's how you want to end it. You know, so just don't change it. Because it's important to not touch your knee on the ground. You know, because you see it on your toe. Let me take this off. So when I'm here, up, cross, that stays. Knee, and I'm here.
Nice.
It's pretty much I'm rolling over, and I'm back. So cross, pa. See, I'm right there. Now my knee goes, and I'm up.
And maybe this will give a little bit better of a, I'll try to
That's what.
show a screen share of you versus, let's see. Maybe.
Well, like I said, this is just yes, boa. The Cody brothers. I don't know which one's what, but that was a good one. I like that one.
So you guys can see my screen real quick, just so you guys can watch. This is a
This is the
Furia.
one. Let me see. Pa.
So he has your sleeve in this case, but
Yeah, but still, I go same thing there. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Nah, I still did the same. I was still the same, but he just fell off. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's just like it's a very subtle situation. I'll find one that do exactly that role. It's the funky roll. If you look at actually there was a
oh yeah, the funk roll with Askren. We'll have a highlight of it.
There was a video they made comparing me and him. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I can share
right.
that.
Just play with that. You know what I mean? So, like I said, the difference is between that one and the normal like back row will be that. Okay, on the back row for hero pose, I'll put something that can stop my. Okay, technical difficulties here. All right, are you watching your thing?
I think they're watching you.
Okay, so like I said, like a back row, like on a normal back row. Okay, all right. In a normal back row, whatever foot I touch, I keep for the hero pose. If I do a cross roll one, I do a cross roll one, that stays up, but that one goes to ground, and I go. Okay, I'll actually shoot. I like because then I do my notes. I'm gonna post something. I'm gonna make a little video, and I'll make sure I talk about the funk roll versus back roll. Back roll versus, I don't know, how do I should I call this roll? Funky roll?
It's the Xande star sweep roll.
Well, no, because the star sweep roll is just a normal roll, though.
Yeah, but it's the Xande star sweep. There's a star sweep and the Xande star sweep. They're two different.
Anyway, like I said, as far as like for rolling, sometimes it makes sense, like one way with another, but there's a specific flow into the roll that has to be followed. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'll work with this. So back row versus funky row. Funky back row.
Yeah.
Back row. All right. What's next?
Do you want to?
Yeah. Go.
Do you want to talk about arm bars for a little bit, or do you want to talk about like some Xande sweep variation?
I don't know. You're the one that you tell me.
All right. So I'll start with arm bars. Maybe it'll just be a short one here, real quick. Let's see. This was a.
All right. Make a video about it. Okay, where does that come from?
I know, right? This one. So you guys are seeing this? Yeah.
Who's Mark DJ?
Yeah, I don't know. So so this is a match from it's an old match, X-Combats. This is probably 04, 05.
Mhm.
And this is just the finish of it. I think I have this full match somewhere if you need to see it. And I think there's actually maybe a fireman's or a star sweep into this mount.
Mhm.
But it seems like a lot of times when you're going for the arm bar from mount, you almost like the guy doesn't have a lot of time to grip his hands and I'll get to take down the audio of this, but it seems
Well,
like you end up in your guard a lot, like on your arm
well,
bars, like on your back. Like this is
well,
like a almost standard for you when you're arm barring someone from
mm,
mount.
yeah, but look, go back a little bit, but that's we can see, like it's like this. Like sometimes when you teach like a white belt, this armbar doesn't exist anymore. Okay, well, it does exist, of course, but I'm saying in levels of teaching, right? If everybody follows the idea, okay. For example, when you teach a brand new guy, for him to go to a S position, you know what I mean? It's very, and you're talking about me. That's like 2004 or 5. I was like
Yeah.
3 years between my black belt, right? So if you look at this, oh, I guess, can I? Okay. If you look at this, look at my leg. There's no S position here. You know what I mean? Because even though I actually did right before, but at this moment, I'm late because I'm doing like first class, someone that gets a first class arm lock. So you guys understand how being mobile and part of the Tiger routine, that's why the S position is so important. I can literally show you guys like tons of situations where the S position is used for defensive purposes, for transitioning purposes, or just for an attack purposes. So right here, I'm late. I should be in the S position right away. That's why if you look right, like go frame by frame, go boom, boom. Oh, see, boom, see, there's no weight on the guy. So see, my leg is that's why he's able to roll with me. That's a terrible arm lock. Someone said heap of arm locks over there. That's kind of like, they can be nice to me. But you guys see how Jiu-Jitsu evolved, and like I said, sometimes I'll teach a guy, I'll say, okay, step here, like, boom, and then turn. That's one thing, but then when they perfect it, I'll say, okay, but that's how you're going to do it because you're using weight, but like I said, some people will do better that way. Some people will go to a S mount position. I went for technical mount to arm lock. Technical mount to arm lock, it's not old, but it's not the most applicable for the reality nowadays. You know what I mean? Where people roll. So I did a poorly done arm lock, but I compensated in the end. So you guys,
that's interesting.
It's just evolution. You know what I mean? Like what is that's why fundamental is fun and it's mental. You know what I mean? Fun and mental, fundamental, because it can change. You know what I mean? The perspective can change. You know what I mean? Sometimes they can say, oh, Ribeiro Jiu-Jitsu, this is fundamental. Some people guys say, oh, this is Atlas Jiu-Jitsu, is fundamental. You know what I mean? But there's some things like this that's level of teaching. You know what I mean? I would teach I did a technical mount arm lock in a bad position. If he was on his side, yes, I stay technical mount and arm lock. That's from that position. But I did a technical mount arm lock when the guy's flat, which now, doesn't really fit the purpose. You know what I mean? He was flat. I should have gone into a S position. That would be more adequate for that position.
Okay. And let's see here. What's my next? I need 2 screens.
That's so interesting, guys. I have never done those things. Like, I never watch my matches at all. And I tell you something, I'm getting so much out of it. Like, it's crazy how, like, by a movement perspective even, especially movement. Okay, what are we doing here?
All right. So first of all,
wow. That's 2004.
Yeah, what tournament is this at, by the way?
Where do you get those things from, bro?
Right, yeah. Pulling this
This tournament was my first tournament back from my infection. If you guys don't know, in 2003 at ECC, I had a shin infection. Yeah, I actually quit Jiu-Jitsu at that moment. I said, I'm not coming back. Sad story. I was drinking, going out, smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. And then because I just felt that, you know, jiu-jitsu is just bad, full of bad people. You know, I don't know. I just felt that it wasn't for me anymore. I moved back to Brazil, and then I came over there. So that was my first tournament back from my injury.
Nice. So the finish is pretty cool on this, I think. You know, like you've had some back takes and stuff off the Xande sweep. Usually you just go to mount. But this was actually a pretty fun submission, I thought.
Yeah, actually, this is almost, yeah, I'm just controlling his wrist really good. That's things that I do from there a lot. I'm controlling, and I think I do get from there. I'm looking for that. I do a lot of those arm bars, yes. Controlling the wrist. But if you look back, do you guys watch, go back and Vitor Hugo posted on his Instagram, the UPA, the hip bump sweep to triangle, and that's pretty much what happened there. I did a Xande sweep.
Yeah, with the head grab is the same.
Yeah, it's the same thing, because for some reason, yeah, that's, you know what I mean, it was a little too late, boom, and right back into it. This is such a fun drill to do, you know what I mean? It's super applicable. So like I said, because his arm is outside, I'm already looking for it. See, now I change, and I'm just taking my time. Do you know Carlos Santos, the guy that took and that's actually was my second, if I did the same submission in 2001. I think that exactly submission was my second submission ever, as a black belt. My first submission as a black belt was actually a footlock. Yeah, was the only footlock I ever hit in my life in competition jiu-jitsu. Ever. I had one footlock in my whole life.
Before and after?
For my whole life. I never finished anyone in a straight footlock before. So my first submission as a black belt was a straight footlock. It was the only one I ever did. Maybe it's the only. Huh?
In which it wasn't on Corletta. Was it on
No.
or Leopoldo or?
Corletta's back. Was in what's his name? Cássio Werneck.
Cássio Werneck, yeah.
Because at the time, if you footlock someone and at the bottom, wasn't no points. So I was like, shit, I'm gonna go for the foot because I couldn't pass his guard. But then when I hit, it was so good that I ended up tapping him, you know? And it was my only foot. Well, I did actually attempt a footlock on Pena, and that was terrible, and I lost the match because of it.
Mm-hmm.
But
that was terrible.
Yeah,
you were up on advantages.
Yeah. Nobody said stay there. No, I'm going for footlock, and his foot was like, you know, all caught up. Yeah, so that's interesting. So that's something that I really work a lot. You know, that omoplata to armbar. You know what I mean? I'm always doing that stuff. You know what I mean? I control because they're worrying about either, you know, hitchhiking and going back. So I catch them in between and control the hand. You know, it's very important to understand how that works. Yeah, so that was on. Of course, that's not my second submission as a black belt, but.
Sorry, I'm bouncing around on this video. I thought it was in this video where you actually, you know, I just think it's interesting. I thought it's somewhere in this video. I can't seem to find it at the moment, but you do get stuck, I think, in this guy's close guard in some place, and maybe it's a different video, but like, I don't think I've ever seen you do, like, it seems like in competition, all you do is the 2 hands in the bicep, or, you know, 2 hands in the lapel and just get the heck up, you know, like you just post, maybe it's a different video because you seem to just be sweeping this guy. But do you have any thought, like, I very rarely see you do the, you know, standing up with anything, you know, usually you just put a hand in a lapel in each armpit and get the heck up. Like, you do the fast get up. Do you ever, do you have any thoughts on that? Like, you know, we show a lot of different openings. We show the low opening, we show the technical opening with the sleeve, but it seems like your best opening is just, you know, posting on the shoulders and getting up.
Post on the shoulders and get up. Do I do that? No, I don't think I think I'm more like a solar plexus type of guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you'd think that.
Yeah. Do I do it? Well, because, like, you know what I mean? Like, like you can't hesitate. You know what I mean? Like, and I think like the biggest thing about close guard is not staying there. You know what I mean? I rather just like stand back up and right away go for it than try to like. I think that the technical adjustment will help you in the long run. You know what I mean? But I think in a competition base, you know what I mean? I'm pretty simple. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I don't think there is such thing as a very technical way to open a guard. The only guy that I can see that's he doesn't really open the guard, but he puts himself in a position that makes you open. It's Saulo, which
Yes.
the whole 5 little thing. You know what I mean? So he's not really tall, neither on the ground. You know what I mean? On the ground, guy is very hard. You know what I mean? We teach more ground opening more from a positional perspective. But for a really good guy, forget about it. You know what I mean? It's just how it is, in my opinion. You know what I mean? I fought Roger, I fought Braulio, and there's no way you can open those guys' guard on the ground. You have to stand back up. You know what I mean? And now we have the whole like 45, which is still something we're developing. It's really good. It works for like that's how I open Victor Hugo's guard. You know what I mean? And that's where I measure. You know what I mean? Because most of the time they're either going to open or you just have to, come up and break it open. Otherwise, there's no other way.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
All right. Well, I guess let's, those, I have more videos that we can always talk through and stuff, but I feel like let's,
Send me those
maybe,
videos. Look at them later.
Yeah, I will. I have I think I posted the one, where you don't change grips and let's see here. It was in the same tournament. It was one of my favorite videos. I talked about it with the guys a little bit, but let's see. I think I posted that one. Give me 1 second, guys. Grips.
Boredom.
I know. Yeah, you can see you got bored versus Felipe Pena. I had a talking point about that, but we already talked about it.
What's the 2018?
Yeah, I think that was sort of my.
I didn't get hard. I just like, I don't know. I don't even know what happened. Was more like, I think also was a lot like not being a competition doesn't make you that sharp. So I just brain farted. I just like, it seemed like I was just like playing in academy and went for a footlock for the sake of it.
All right. So this is one of my, and it's a short match, so we can just sort of watch the whole thing, but
Do I Kataguruma here or something?
yeah. And had so much hair back then. It's crazy.
I gotta give a good props to Matt Zilla, man. He really fixed my Kataguruma a lot.
Oh, nice.
Pretty much the way I do Kataguruma is the way that he kind of like taught me about it. You know what I mean? And that's why I pick everybody up. It's very random. I don't pick people up on my Kataguruma.
Yeah, even like the star sweep can be like a Kataguruma in a lot of ways. How are you doing it?
Yeah. And like I said, it's just how I perceive those angles on my shoulders, Oh, that was a clock choke.
Yeah.
But how did I got in? I think
I forgot about that.
You know what? That was the same choke I did on Adam. I didn't know I even
Oh, yeah.
name. You see, I just jump around. I actually commented on that match the other day. I was analyzing the hell choke.
The Wadzinski match?
Yeah, the one that I tap him over the thing. Let me see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I got it somewhere.
Well, but the choke, so like the jump. Yeah. Well,
we get an advertisement on our Zoom class. You want already when you pass the guard, or
yeah. It was right when he turned. It's Go boom, boom. I had a hook comment. Oh, see, dun dun dun. I'm working. I didn't even know I knew that choke back then. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, I fixed that. I turn and then I go back into my scissor. Boom, turn, get based. Boom, boom, boom. Look, I'm gonna jump all the way. Boom, again. Yes, and then he lands on that. See that jump?
That was
Jump.
sick.
That's pretty crazy. Boom, because I couldn't really put the hooks on anything, and I just jump on it. Boom, right into it. That angle is pretty cool. Yeah, so that choke really works well, and I knew if you know what I mean, he would land it. Boom, oh, same thing, but actually I was in a clock, and then I do a little capoeira jump. Boom, 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 same thing. But I missed him for some reason. Yeah, like I missed it, but see, it's the same idea. That was cool, you know.
Yeah, I just think that's such a cool match because you take the grip from the Kataguruma and it never changes. Like the right hand stays on from the throw all the way through to the finish.
Yeah.
Like, through the guard pass and everything.
Yeah, you know, because I don't stop, you know, like. Oh, but the hands are right there. Boom, boom, boom. He was like, he wants to sit, you know, like, okay. I just follow that little capoeira back then. Boom, boom. No grip change, yeah. And I'm still have the same grip, yeah. Huh, that's cool. I wonder if I have more, I guess, hell choke from, well, 10 years apart.
All right, so we should open up for some questions. So if you guys want to raise your hand, and I'll unmute you guys if you guys have some questions and ask away there. So Keldon's just combing his hair. Vern, Elaine, Tilden, Mark. I think maybe you have to unmute yourself. I'm unmuting you, so. Oh no, okay.
Got it.
Now you're good, Mark.
Hi, Professor.
Hi.
I've been watching some of your videos online, your instructional videos, and you mention a lot getting elegant, and I don't know what that means. Can you explain that?
It's pretty much a command, you know what I mean? It's a command of body extension, and of course has a, what is that? Hold on, what are you talking about there? The thing is, when I talk about like getting elegant, it's just your extension, you know what I mean? I kind of like make fun of it, you know, because it's like, you know, just getting elegant. So pretty much, this, if you guys haven't seen it, I have a video. I have a product with the Cameron chains called Budokan Mobility for BJJ. And it's something that has really changed a lot of my approach into mobility. And you guys don't know if you guys see, there's a new Ribeiro routine. It's called the Python routine. So it's probably my favorite warm-up. Okay, let me see if that's gonna work this way. All right, guys, I'm gonna use my cocoa truffle chocolate. Okay, a little more function. Just want this to be okay. Can you see it?
Yes,
Can you
sir.
see it? All right. So pretty much, you know what I mean? Like a lot of times we stay in this position, all right? But if I stay in this position for too long, sometimes the pressure comes a lot on the top of you, or you're not able to move your hip. Because see how my head remains the same? So pretty much elegant is my ability to just go into this position. See? Elegant. Where's my champagne? You know what I mean? Because now I'm off the pressure. So if you pass my guard here, you know, your energy is going towards this way. So pretty much staying elegant is using this extension. You know what I mean? Because now your energy is going in that direction. You know what I mean? And even like sometimes when you want a hipscape, you know what I mean? Like sometimes people are here and they tend to crunch it in. But sometimes it's very important to get that extension because now you can move more. And look where I end up. You know what I mean? So that's what I mean by getting elegant. And that's one of the drills that we do for Budokan. So I'm here, right? And I turn into this position. I don't know if you guys can see my legs, but I'll kind of like, let me change here. Let me see if I can put somewhere where, all right. I'm using my yoga chair to try to hold on to this. Because I want you guys to, I don't know. Well, let me go here. All right, are we there? The house is not all this today. All right, so.
Can you turn that?
So sometimes you're getting scored here and people think too much about just moving the hip, you know what I mean? But the direction is here. So let's imagine, you know, your direction is going towards the light. See the light, that's your energy here. And I'm like, oh, I'm taking all this. So by extending or getting elegant, I'm able to diverge. Now you're gonna fall here. You understand? Which now is gonna give me idea for that paddle, you know, and I can, boom, move my hip. So for Budokan, what we do, you know, I turn like this. So that's my shield, okay? And that's my spur, right? So here I am. So pretty much what I'll do, I will extend my body and I'm gonna rotate into the other side. You know what I mean? And I keep playing with that idea to go back into position. So pretty much the elegant, staying elegant, it's more a form of a command. You know what I mean? Meaning you need to move yourself away. You know what I mean? Because it's like if you're pushing against the wall, you can't push a wall, but you can kind of like move yourself away. So that's the idea. You know what I mean? So even hipscape, you know what I mean? That's why sometimes I do same side hipscape, because it teaches you, you know what I mean, how to like, you know, hip, back, shoulder, boom. See, I'm sideways here, you know, I'm still a lateral. Now my arms is straight, I'm much stronger here, right? So if someone's on the top of me, you know, you're stuck here, but because the culture of hipscaping tells you to hipscape, but you're still under the guy. Can you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So he's on the top of me, right? But he's here. I'm hipscaping. He's still on the top of me. But what I'll do, I'll honor this. You know, my diamond's right there. And I get elegant. Boom. Now my arm is straight. I create a distance. You know, now I can move my hip. Boom. And now you're right there. You know what I mean? So, and that's what I mean by like staying elegant. You know what I mean? Like, because you don't want to push the guy. You know what I mean? Sometimes you play like a color, like when you play classic guard, this is very, very clear, because sometimes the guy is here, you want to push it off. No, get elegant. Boom. Now you can kind of like punch that arm out. You know what I mean? And you can move the shoulder away now and there. You know what I mean? And that's the idea. So if you're at home playing like hipscape, try to do on the same side. Don't just like change side and sides. You know, maybe in that video that Matt was showing, I maybe do like the same side. Matt, can you put that video that you actually were putting there?
For
the escape, the cycle to escape?
oh, the It's All About Elegance video?
Yeah, maybe I mentioned what I'm talking about.
Let's see.
Let me see. Boom, boom. Oh, look, see it right there. See, look. But that's okay. So maybe here I'm talking about, you know, protecting there, You know, you can keep going. See, I boom, 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 boom. See, look, I'm moving my body away. You know what I mean? Because the tendency is people to come in. See, now I cannot get in anymore. You know, because look, my left arm is crunched in. But now when I'm able to move away, I can straighten my arm. So that's pretty much what I'm trying to accomplish there. Hold on.
We can bring up the video with, that's like a long video, right, of you and Faria.
Hold on. Is that really a video, Bernardo? Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Look, boom, 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 boom. I'm talking about the connection, yeah.
Eventually you'll get to it. There
boom,
you go.
I'm moving. Yeah, I'm moving. See, I move away. I don't stay there. I move away. Now I'm able to, you know, stay connected. So pretty much, hold on, let me see what I can take it off.
Yeah, sure, right?
Oh, yeah.
Faria.
All right, cool. Am I talking about that right now? No, yeah, maybe when I talk with him about like controlling his head. No, now I'm talking about the archer pose. That's the archer pose. See how like he's very extended? You know what I mean? He don't want to be crunched. Boom. Yeah. Side close guard. Actually, guys, daily deals today. $38. My side close guard. Be fanatic. Go there.
Nice.
It's on deal today. Now I talk about like the same idea of angles. You know, keeping the frame idea. Boom. I never saw that thing, man. I gotta go back there and watch it. Let me see.
I can go back like to where you were actually doing it with them, like.
No, but I think that's the one that like, boom. See, I get a boom. Cause I don't think I ever seen this video. Like I said, I don't watch my videos. No, I think I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's Vort. Yeah,
No,
let's get back. So this was. Yeah, you're right.
But Mark, did you get the idea what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir. I think I understand. Thank you.
Yeah. So pretty much, you know, maybe in a easier way to think, when you get elegant, you're able to lock your arms. You know what I mean? So when you feel you can push, get elegant. Now your arm is away. You know what I mean? So imagine I'm right here with you. See, you're smashing me and you're right on my hand. I cannot push you, but I move myself away. You know, now I create way more strength, you know, that way to be able to, you know, just keep moving. So if you're at home, maybe I call hip shoulder escape. One hip escape, one shoulder escape. One hip escape, one shoulder escape on the same side. So you don't change sides. You know what I mean? So I'm doing my home office. Hope that doesn't fall. This is so funny, man, how you have to develop skills. All right. So, you know, so if you're here, you know, you can start. Boom. You know, hip, boom. See, get hands together. Shoulder, hip, shoulder. See, and I'm always here, right? So you cannot straight your arms with this because the purse is on the top of you, right? So what you can do, you can kind of adjust your hip a little bit maybe. And now I just move. And my hands is in the same position. See, my hands never move. Now I move my hip and then I move my shoulder again. And look where I am. Look where you at. You're right here. Before, you're like, you know, perpendicular to me. So I have to find a way to get, you know, aligned with your body. So that's what getting elegant helps me. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna bring a friend here. Yeah. All right, if you guys don't know, I do have Kit, the Gracie Bear. So, see, the guy is right here. You know, I don't like that. So what I want to do is just get myself away from it. See, now he falls right there. You understand? So if I'm here, look, I have a frame right here. Okay? So if I let go, he falls right on my face. So he's putting pressure on me right here. So when I move away, he falls in front of me. You know what I mean? And allows me to go around. So that's pretty much the idea of staying elegant, you know? And also, if he's in my side control, he's blocking my arm here, I'm like, oh, I cannot do it. I cannot push him. But I can start like, swave up. Look where I am now. Now I move my hip. Now I move my shoulder. And look, now I'm strong here. You know what I mean? So if he's here, you know, I do a little hip, shoulder, hip again, shoulder. See, I never pushed him. He's still right there. So the elegant is this idea to create this space. Now I can use all my muscles, my serratus, my arm is straight, and now the guy's there. You know what I mean? And what he has to do, he can't come forward. He has to go around me. You understand? And that's when I'm able to create space and pull back in the guard. Boom, here he is. What's up, kid? It's the first time I'm using him for jiu-jitsu, so that's funny. All right, if you don't have kid, get your son. My daughter is sleeping, so.
Anyone else? Anyone have some another question for Xande? Competition, technique, lifestyle. Just raise your hand. I'll unmute you guys.
Nick's son's right there.
Yeah. Al. Jeremy, anything? Or message me if you want me to ask something. I might be able to.
That's okay. We can always do it next.
Does Sierra have a question? She came on camera here. Unmute. Hold on. Give me a second. Okay, we can hear you.
Hi. Why do you not study your own video footage? Like old matches?
What?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Why do you not view or study your old matches?
I don't know. I guess I'm very self-conscious about the way I look on video. I don't know. Like I don't know. I never, even the ones that win, I don't really go back. You know, it frustrates me a little bit. You know, but yeah. But I think because there's nothing else to do, and I think like for BJ Library, we've been doing fight analysis, and I'm kind of regretting not doing before because there's a lot of movement patterns that I'm studying. There's a lot of things that actually I do in Jiu-Jitsu, like that, even like the whole diamond thing, you know, I never really thought about it until someone say, hey, you know, look what you're doing, you know, and I'm like, what am I doing? You know, so, but yeah, I think it was more a personal thing. I didn't really like to watch it, you know, because maybe I was just upset of so many mistakes I made. But it has changed. Like I said, I'm not gonna, and also it's just weird me watching myself. I don't know, but not even my instructional videos, you know. But that's something that I think I need to study to maybe teach better. You know what I mean? So like I said, just doing little analysis like that has really helped me even teaching people. You know, just kind of find a more of a methodical way to teach something. You know what I mean? And also, I'm getting really big on mobility, you know, because I think, you know, you need to be able to move with no resistance and understand how body moves. And even like the little video I made with Victor Hugo was a funny video, but like how adapts positions, you know, and it really helped me because I find a pattern, you know what I mean? Oh, now I'm finding a pattern on those movements. And now I go back and I say, okay, how can I turn that into a routine, you know, in the movement routine? You know what I mean? And that's how it goes. But there's no really specific reason. I just never really done it. I don't know. When people would put my fights, I would walk away.
Totally.
but yeah, like I said, coronavirus came in, and now people are asking me to do fight analysis. I don't think I have never really watched my fight with Roger before, my 2008, and I actually did watch. and piss me off a little bit. I never really watched my Lucas Leite final in 2015, and I did watch, and actually I got to really break down the backscapes, and that was really good because again, it kind of tapped into the Budokan mobility that I'm working with. So, and like I said, for you guys' sakes, I'm watching my fights now. I'm breaking that paradigm a little bit, and hopefully we can come out with more good stuff.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
And I would love to, if you guys have your fights, I can always come and watch too. I guess I'm more that way, but I'll go back, especially because sometimes I teach a lot of things that we do, and a lot of things that I create comes from personal experiences. You know what I mean? And it's kind of almost unfair, not going back to a competition environment and talk about it. You know what I mean? So I can talk about the mindset, where my mistake was, where even the Lucas Leite match, you know what I mean? Like I talk about staying true, don't close the half guard. I think a lot of guys have talked about how I don't close the half guard. Guess what? In the final thing, I did close the half guard. You know what I mean? So I can talk about even my mindset at the moment, and sometimes I really catch myself looking at the fight like, what am I doing? Like, it's not even a technique, just like, why am I not moving here? You know what I mean? And so I think it's, especially if I want to win worlds one more time, or actually maybe not even winning, if I want to really go there and be my best, I have to really go back and watch all those things and then, be able to perform my best.
Totally. Do you study any of your other opponents, or have you ever looked at their?
I don't do much, you know what I mean? I think less is more sometimes, What I like to study about my opponents is if I find any initial patterns, you know what I mean? Oh, he likes to grab with the right, he likes to grab the left. That's how he enters his position, you know what I mean? Because I think if you let a position go too far, it's already a mistake. You know what I mean? Like, for example, when people defend warm guard, right? Oh, that's how you defend warm guard. But but you defend the position when the position is locked, and guess what? Nobody defends it. You know what I mean? I like to go back and study the beginning of it. Okay, what are his patterns? Or, okay, when he grabs here, what shouldn't I do? You know what I mean? Instead of what can I do, maybe let's start with what cannot happen. You know what I mean? Because, and then I think it's an easier path. So I trained with Keenan. He came here and visited. He could not hit one warm position on me because I stopped even before it happened. And I wasn't running from it, I was like, all right, let me see. It's going to be competitive. So he hit it. I have one defense really for the warm guard. It worked every single time. He got his guard pass every single time. You know what I mean? And the only time he actually did something is when I go like, all right, I prove a point that I'm able to compete against this. Now let me see if I let him go deep, and then I allow him, I'm more like, okay, I did the steps that I shouldn't, you know what I mean? To see if I can develop something outside of it. And it's really hard, you know what I mean? If you say for that type of environment that you have something that's going to work is impossible. The only thing I could see is just doing a lot of power, try to break his grips, but the problem was already there. So you have to kill the problem on the roots, you know what I mean? So, like I said, I think when you're training, like, of course, you need to study your opponent, but if you start to see too much, you might get in a point that you just worry about him too much, and not worry about yourself.
Yeah.
And I think if you train, okay, I'm not gonna let this doesn't happen, you know what I mean? But if in the end, if you let that happen, it's already a mistake. So you're behind. Does that make sense? What I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
So, and that's how it goes. I remember like even I was making an analysis with the Roger match in 2008. I was like, man, I had trained all of this. Now he's doing everything that I was supposed to be blocking. That's when the Xande Guruma came in. You know what I mean? Because he's tall. If you guys don't know, at 2008 Worlds, I didn't train for 2 weeks. I had an injury on my SI joint. I literally was laying down on my like literally I was laying down with my legs on the couch like this for 2 weeks. I was fed on the ground. I couldn't go to the restroom. I literally did not train. I could not stand up. So maybe for that reason, I couldn't grip fight so much. And when I was analyzing that, I was always late. So he would have a grip and he's so long, I couldn't reach him. Next thing I know, he's grabbing me. I'm like, okay, I gotta hit this crazy takedown, which it turns into Xande Guruma. So, but yeah, when you are analyzing fights, don't like, if someone can't pass your guard, if someone can't do stuff to you, it's just basic, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Oh, Xande, how can I know someone can't pass your guard if there's like 85,000 ways to pass guard? You know what I mean? But nobody can even figure out one. But it's simple because I have one escape for each position, and that's all I use. So because I break what can't happen. If I break what can happen, you know, then I have a better chance to do what I must do. So as far as analyzing, well, the fight starts standing. How the person pull guard, you know what I mean? With the Meregali match with Vitor Hugo, you know what I mean? I say, Vitor Hugo, his left hand on the collar, but he never pulls with the left. He pulls with the right. Mm-hmm. So Meregali grabs right, pulls, and then he grabs the left. You know what I mean? I'm different. I pull righty, I stay righty, and then I change righty. So it's easy to understand that way. That's why he was able to pull first. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because he had that little gap. But then if he let the guy pull, we already lost the first chapter. You know what I mean? And that's how it goes. So I think if the fight goes too far ahead, you know, it's either, you know, the person is either better or he got a better chance of you. But that's usually how I see. So if you're gonna analyze someone you're fighting, just look for patterns, not the technique itself.
Okay.
Look when they I analyze a lot how the behavior is very, like the first 2 or 3 patterns when they do something. Okay, that person likes to do lasso. I'm gonna train, of course, lasso defense, but how I can avoid the whole gripping sequence, because there's a sequence. So if I can't break the sequence, imagine the sweep. You know what I mean? It makes no sense for me in the end. You know, and that's usually how it goes. You know, and then go from there. And then after that, I analyze when they quit. If there's anything that happens when make them like give up or make them crumble. Like, for example, Cyborg, for example. I fought Cyborg 5 times. 4 times I made him quit because I knew if I would stop his attacks, he would eventually crumble, which happened. And I tapped him 4 times. You know what I mean? It's just an example. You know what I mean? Same things as Tusa, for example. I fought Tusa many times, and I knew once I got frustrated him enough, I was going to be able to break him. And I say, okay, when it's time to go forward, you know? That's when sometimes when I'm coaching, I coach more the emotional side than the technical side. So usually I say, go for it. It's not because sometimes the technique is perfect, but because I know the person is quitting. Or I know the person is like not so sure, you know what I mean? So you need to understand those windows of opportunities, you know what I mean? Just watch Albert Santos competing, you know what I mean? Once he's behind, he quits, you know what I mean? So you need to find that, you know, that emotional gap that you have after you break their strategy. Mm-hmm. You know? So you break their strategy, now it's your turn to impose the game. Now is your time to, like, you know, boom, get ahead. You know what I mean? For example, some people passes the guard, they stop. When I pass the guard, it's time to go through it. It's time to just go for the kill. You know what I mean? Because that might not happen again. So, cool. But yeah, same videos. I'm really interested on.
Thank you for the insight.
You're welcome.
Any other questions, guys? Are you muted, Jeremy? Oh,
I think I'm off mute.
Nice job. You won the Jeopardy round. Good.
All right. Yeah, so it sounds like you don't do a lot of ankle locks. I was wondering how you would split it into practicing like not getting into bad positions or avoiding ankle locks versus practicing effective ankle locks on other people.
Actually, I've been doing more, you know what I mean, to understand more about it. So again, this is something that, like I said, now I think the the no gi. It's like one interview I did. Let's say, what's the difference between Gordon Ryan and people? Because Gordon Ryan is a specialist. Craig Jones is a specialist. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
most like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guys, we're hybrid. You know what I mean? We take the gi off to make money. You know what I mean? We don't leave no gi. You know what I mean? So it's and also I can see a lot of technical mistakes from people in Jiu-Jitsu. And that's why the no-gi guys are killing the gi guys in no-gi right now, because they're missing a lot of the finesse and essential positions from Jiu-Jitsu. Like nobody can escape Gordon Ryan's anything. You know what I mean? Once he gets people, it's gone. Which he took that textbook from Roger and me. The whole idea is you get a position, you finish the position. There's no not finishing it. So I remember when I competed against Dean Lister, I became Dean Lister. I was literally studying his entrances. I was studying his ways to get in, get out.
Was that the fight where you got him in an arm bar?
Yeah, and
you almost locked, and somehow he got out of that.
Well, that was a mental breakdown, because once I got his arm, for a second I thought I'm gonna have to break his arm. So literally that was the sentence that came to my mind, and that was he adjusted, and actually he had a surgery after that, because I went for it. Because usually, like, you just so use it to like lock and then load. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or load and lock. I don't know. But I locked, and I'm like, and I felt like crack, crack, crack. I was like, okay, he's gonna tap, and then he's like, he didn't tap, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to break it. By the time I tried to break it, he was already off angle. You know what I mean? So it was just so fast. So going back to that, because now, like I said, I still want to be able to fight ECC. I was able to, to avoid Craig Jones 2017 most of attacks. But now it's getting to a process that it's so much inbred. Is that how to say? How to say, like, it's stuck to them, to their being. You know what I mean? Yeah. So anyway,
Ingrained.
Yeah. So it's just natural. The same way it's so natural for me to throw a diamond shield frame, boom, 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 extend, and it's so easy for them. So I take, when I fought, like nowadays when I train no-gi, I always go for foot locks. It doesn't mean I am going to be a foot locker against Craig Jones, but maybe I could foot lock a jiu-jitsu guy. You know what I mean? Like a gi guy. You know what I mean? Like a guy like, Kainan, for example. You know what I mean? That, so that's why I always have done, I always have out jiu-jitsu the wrestlers, and I out wrestle the jiu-jitsu guys. You know what I mean? And out jiu-jitsu the jiu-jitsu guys. But now it's getting to a point that maybe, because wrestling, like, they were getting physical, so, I'm getting older, so maybe I needed to, do some dirty jiu-jitsu with the jiu-jitsu guys, you know what I mean? And it just impressed me how at this ADCC, Lackland and Craig and Gordon just ran out, like, they just run through the guys. I was like, are you for real? Like, I'm looking on social media, all these training camps. Oh, porrada. But what did you really do to get better? Like, it seemed like they didn't do anything. They're super good what they did. They'll say, did you expect that Lackland was going to pick you up and do that? Like, I knew that even before he was there. You know what I mean? And I was commentating. I'm like, guys, you need to play the game and see what happens, And like I said, the same way I see guard passing, as far as like, okay, I let people pass my guard, so I learn how to defend it. So I allow myself in training to get caught in certain situations, so I understand the exchanges, the pressure, where I could move or not. So don't worry, like, you may not gonna see me going from that stuff, but definitely I'm gonna be ready to avoid it. You know what I mean? And last case scenario, of course.
Yeah, and in that fight with Lister, I remember it looked like you had studied up really well. Like he didn't really have anything on you at all.
No, yeah, yeah, even with Craig Jones, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this fight, I was like, you know, I was a little frustrated, you know, with the Gordon Ryan match, and I was kind of upset. But like I said, I was able to avoid his stuff, get angles, you know, kind of like, you know, stay out of his game some. I felt his timing. I think the big difference between Gordon and me on that match, his timing. You know what I mean? He was like, his adjustment was like a half a second in front of mine. Wasn't a big difference technical wise, I think, but for some reason he was like one step ahead. You know what I mean? Every time we'll get something, he would like trick me into something. I was like, shit, now I have to back up. You know what I mean? So, and that's where I saw the difference, and that's why I said, man, if I want to win this, I have to at least once a week take the gi off. You know what I mean? I have to get more flexible. I have to understand maybe more the butterfly game. You know what I mean? I have to understand whatever garamis, whatever they call those leg training situations. You know what I mean? So, and like I said, experiment. You know what I mean? It's okay. I've tapped many times already. Just don't be crazy, because once the heel is there, there's not you can do. You know what I mean? Like some people, like in training, they get heel hooked and say, I said, it's gone. You know what I mean? You should stop that before it happens. But yeah, I put myself in it. I kind of, you know, goes like for example, for the Craig Jones heel hook entrance, I can't do this thing that I like the most. You know, it's this smashy thing I do for the side. And that's exactly his entrance point. You know what I mean? Now I have against him, I'm going to have to change it. Actually, against a lot of people. Not get so lazy, you know, because in Jiu-Jitsu, when someone picks me up, I kind of float a lot, you know, to break the hips and things like this. But no gi, you cannot, you know what I mean? Because they're going to go right into that. So make just technical adjustments, see where the danger is, and hope for the best.
Sweet. Anything else before we wrap up, guys? One. Sweet, Tilton. Yeah, I think you're unmuted there.
What type of yoga do you do, and how often? What style of yoga?
Well, there's a right now I'm studying a lot of Ashtanga, and I'm studying Budokan yoga. You know what I mean? It's a little different. The reason that I like Ashtanga yoga, because it's not like Bikram. It's a more well-rounded, like Ashtanga is a more well-rounded methodology where it goes from like dharmas and yamas and more the philosophical part. And there's a lot of pranayama, which is the breath. And I like their sequences. You know what I mean? It's very solid. There is a bunch of different you know, series from like Surya Namaskars and in the warrior poses. So, and it's also very physical, which is what I like about it. And the reason why I like Budokan yoga, you guys can also look for that. It's a little slow paced. It has a lot of like, the way he teaches it is very related to martial arts. You know what I mean? The archers stick the arrow, you know what I mean? Double block. It's a flow. It's more of a flow, which in yoga language is called vinyasa, right? So vinyasa is the exchanges, you know what I mean? So vinyasa is the combination between poses. So hatha is the original order of, you know, which just the poses itself. There is not a transition. There's not a flow, right? Ashtanga, there is vinyasas, you know what I mean? Which means the flow between positions. But it's a very secure methodology, you know, from A, B, C. Sometimes like they go like Surya Namaskar A is one style. Surya Namaskar is the sun salutation, for example. You know, they have variations from a basic perspective to a more advanced perspective. But again, for me, yoga is just like Jiu-Jitsu, you know what I mean? It's yoga. There's not a style, you know what I mean? Breathing is yoga. I'm really big in breathing now. I'm studying a lot of the Wim Hof method. It's not just about going on the ice cold water. It's about controlling your nervous system. It's about again, it's like, just for example, for pranayama from yoga, I've been using for a long time. You know, the whole fire breaths and things like this, I've been using for a long time. Like, that's pretty much what we do when we're fighting, because you're not really putting the air in. You're more like you're putting out, you know, and you be able to breathe through the situations, you know. The Wim Hof, it's more, it works more a little deeper in a sense that goes into your nervous system. So pretty much instigates your adrenaline and cortisols. So you self-inducting, you're putting yourself in a situation of stress. So your body self-proclaimed that versus you are in a situation. For example, you're running from a robber, you know what I mean? It kicks your adrenaline up, right? As example, you know, with the Wim Hof method, you actually produce your own adrenaline. So you control the intake. Therefore, when you see yourself in a situation of stress or that requires adrenaline, you already know what's happening, you know what I mean? So you can recover for that. Plus, you know, if you guys look to the methodology, it's scientifically proven to raise your immune system. There is actually the Nobel Prize of Physiology is for the guys that are studying the method. It actually induces EPO on your body. So there's a lot of little things like that. And like I said, I'm addicted to it, you know. But yeah, like, you know, guys, it's just yoga for me. It's about self-understanding. Same thing as Jiu-Jitsu. You know what I mean? Like, you can go to a yoga class and hate it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, but this is the best yoga. But you go there, you hate it. You know what I mean? Because maybe the teacher wasn't there, or he was trying to be too much of a guru. You know what I mean? I don't like that. My guru now, he's from India. He's super funny. But the thing about him, his yoga is discipline. You know what I mean? He has the whole mantra. He's very spiritual as far as Hinduism, but it's about discipline. You know what I mean? When it's time to go to the process, he's very strict, you know, and that's what I like about him. You know, that's why when I go to yoga now and I see these people like, oh my God, no, this is no yoga, man. This is someone trying to go crazy, you know. But like I said, you know, like just look into it. Like I said, Ashtanga is the one that I wanna learn more about it. And the one I'm studying right now at this moment is Budokan Yoga, because, you know, it's from the mobility. It's the same system, so kind of tap into one another. I sometimes in my classes, I go through it. Sometimes I play some Ashtanga series. Sometimes I play some Budokan series, you know what I mean? I like a lot the flow, which is the vinyasa. You know, there's a lot of different things. But look into it, experiment, you know what I mean? But don't forget to breathe, especially that. Don't forget to breathe. That's number one.
Sweet. Well, I think, let's see, screen here.
No, don't cry. Why is he crying?
Oh, no. So I guess I think we'll call it there, Shanji. And yeah, just thanks for everything. And oh, I was trying to get my
I'm Juby.
I was trying to get a screen up, but oh,
Right.
there we are. I think.
Cool. I missed you, bud. Wow, it's even dark now.
I know. Yeah, we've been going for a bit here. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 hours. That's usually my time. I can't teach you in an hour.
Yeah. Well, man, yeah, really appreciate it, bro. Thanks for sharing, going over the techniques and everything. Sure all the guys appreciate it, and you and I know it, yeah, you were just out here and everything. So before all this stuff went down. So yeah, hopefully we'll see you soon.
Man.
And
thank you for having me there, man. It was very appreciative. Of course, on the financial side, it really helped me, you know, staying here. But thank you so much. I really appreciate what you guys have done. We have a group on Facebook that Matt always talk about, you know, that you guys are really being very supportive, you know, in this situation. I can't wait to be on the mat, you know. Let's stay healthy. Let's keep immune. Let's do, you know, what we gotta do. Regulate, maybe, you know, stay away from people that are crazy. But I can't wait to be on the mat. And thanks, Matt, for being this brother that you have been for, you know, almost 20 years now, for handling pressure, for not quitting on me, you know what I mean, especially that. And thank you guys for doing this, for supporting Jiu-Jitsu, for loving Jiu-Jitsu for what it is, you know what I mean. And I think that's the most important thing. But of course, having a cute and very beautiful coach like Matt Jubera, it helps. But which is important is you guys loving Jiu-Jitsu. And I know, you know, some of you may be a little more stressed about it, but some of you can't wait to be on the mat. But you know, we're gonna go through this. like I said, I'm actually doing a lot of different things. There's a lot of things that I want to develop for jiu-jitsu, and yeah, that's gonna come out of this stronger for sure.
Sweet. Well, again, appreciate you, and I think that's it. So yeah, good seeing everyone's faces, and have a great night.
Thank you.
Professors.
Guys.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe.
That was pretty awesome.
Why I can't? Right there.